Hey everyone, and welcome back to Alf's Mustang Garage. Today we're continuing work on our 67 Mustang Coupe. A while back we started doing the interior. We pulled the carpet out, pulled the seats out obviously, and before we laid down new carpet, we put down some, we cleaned the entire floor. It's not completely rotted out. We did have to do some patch panels on the rear. But the entire floor we coated in Por 15 rust inhibitor, and then we laid down sound deadener across the entire floor. Try to quiet down these rides, because they are old cars and they are kind of loud, so this will definitely help out with the road noise. So today's carpet day. Getting the carpet in. I'm going to show you the tricks that I do. And the biggest thing with carpet is you just have to be patient with it. It doesn't just go right in and fit and then you throw the seats in. It's not like that. You gotta get it in, you gotta fit it, you gotta trim it, you gotta cut your holes for the seats, you gotta cut your holes for the seat belts, and you gotta trim around for the shifter as well. So set aside the day to do this. You can do this in a day, start to finish, and, pulling the carpet out and putting the new carpet in. The biggest thing is just being patient with it. So we're going to do that today. We're going to show you the little things that I do, but let's get started. We'll take you there right now. Okay, so the very first thing that I like to do to begin my installation is remove the shifter. Some people, when they put in the front carpet, they like to take a measurement and then kind of pre-cut their hole and then fit it. The shifters are so easily removable that I do it, and then I don't have any kind of question or any kind of error when cutting the carpet. So as far as taking it out, you can actually get underneath the car. There's a little rubber plug right down in there that you can actually undo, and then it gives you a nice access to that little nut right there. It's a 9/16. So we're going to get underneath the car, remove the plug, remove the nut. Shifter will come right out, and then it'll be out of our way and make this carpet installation much easier. Okay, so there's our shifter plug access to pull the shifter arm off. And there's that little nut right there, very easy to access. Deep well socket, maybe an extension, and 9/16 on that. Okay, just broke it loose, and there is that. Out. Okay, shifter comes right out. And now we can get our carpet in much easier. Okay, with the shifter out, now we can slide our front carpet right into place. So when this carpet comes, it comes rolled up in a box. So usually, I'll kind of take it out of the box and let it kind of lay out, overnight to kind of reshape its form, because they are somewhat pre-shaped, so that you can install it as easy as possible. But as you can see, like it bunches up around here, and you have to cut it to fit. So but I try to get it up on the firewall as far as I can. there is going to be a little cutout right here for approximately where your headlight dimmer switch is located. So that kind of gives you an idea of how far you need to go. And from here, you just gotta work it into place. And once it's in place, we can start trimming. Okay, so after carefully massaging this piece of carpet into place, we've kind of cut some slits up here for the gas pedal and the steering column. I'm pretty happy with the placement right now. We also had to cut slits here for the evaporator drain tube that's on a AC car. But we're up on the firewall as far as we can, yet also maintaining, you want to have, you know, a good amount of overlap here on your seat riser. That way the back piece of carpet, when it comes down, it'll overlap on that, and then that is a good proper placement. So now we're going to carefully cut a hole here for your transmission shifter, and we're going to fit that and tuck that around the shifter box is what we're going to do. Okay, so you can just kind of feel this here is the detents in that shift box. I'm gonna try and get in the middle there to start. Okay, hopefully this gives you a better angle of what I'm trying to do here. So we started from the middle. We're making our hole as small as we can. I got the detents coming up here, and what we're going to do is we're going to be folding the carpet underneath this shift box right here. So just going to trim off little by little here. These little X-Acto knives work pretty good for this. Okay, so that's how you make a nice tight fit there around your shifter. Okay, so now you can see why I like to have the shifter arm out but the box in. For this specific reason right here, I like my carpet to be a nice tight fit around my shift box. It almost serves as a nice base to hold everything down while I make my trims on the sides and the front and everything. So that's why I like to do that. And this kind of stuff right here is fine because you're going to have your shifter cover, kind of cover that, so you won't be able to see. But we can trim it up a little bit here. Just to give you a better view of that, I hope that was a good view while I was making the cuts. But it's a nice tight little fit around there, and I make the hole as small as I can. So, okay, now we're going to be over here on the sides, trimming the edges, continuing to form fit. We need to cut a hole for the dimmer switch there for the headlights. And once the front piece is in, that's the hardest piece, is getting the front in. The back is more just trimming on the sides and cutting holes for the seat belts and whatnot. Okay, we're going to try and make our cut here for our dimmer switch. So this one is I think a little more difficult than your transmission shifter cut. But these little guys, they come with these little plastic rings, and it will mount. The bottom of this will go underneath the carpet like that, and so it'll look like that on top of the carpet. So we're going to try to make our cut here in the carpet to get it to roll over there perfectly, and again, like, as small cuts as possible. So we're also going to make sure over here on the transmission hump we're kind of pushed over, as far as we can make it. That way this cut is, one time. So if you're bringing it down from the top, it actually pulls in all the excess carpet underneath, so you don't have to kind of worry about that. Top there looks really good. Okay, so there's your cut for your headlight dimmer switch. Okay, so from here we are just trimming all the sides and edges, and we're going to start fitting these kick panels in here. There's so much to this that in order to make the video short, we're just going to do a time lapse. So I'm trimming the sides here, we're putting the kick panels on, we're putting the sill plates on, and now like the back piece goes in, we're trimming the sides, we're tucking and folding and tugging on this, making it fit, and then we're going to poke holes through the bottom and get my seat holes in there, and I'm going to put the seat on to kind of hold everything in place. I'll do that on both sides, and then we're going to the rear. We're going to install our seatbelt bolts. I should have installed those first, I kind of forgot. Anyways, the bolts go in, then I can cut them out very nice and easily. Get those rear quarter panel trim pieces in, cut and trim, cut and trim. Patience, patience, patience. And we're getting everything nicely tucked in, and everything's kind of form fitted and tight. Now we're poking holes for the sill plates and getting those permanently installed once I like everything. And then I poke the holes in there, so that's why this front seat's come back out. Once I'm happy with everything, then I poke all my holes for my sill plates. And then the front seats go back in, and now our shifter goes back on. Just final touches here. Shifter's back on, back seat goes in. Okay guys, here's our new interior. Seats are all done, carpet is new. Makes a huge difference when it comes to the appearance of your car. Still got to put the seat belts in, but the old ones are so dirty and greasy. We're going to clean those up first before we install them. But I got the bolts, installed there and ready to go. So she should be nice and ready for a cruise. So, wow, that makes a huge difference. Huge difference. Okay. All right, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Appreciate your time. Hopefully the video was found to be helpful when it comes to your carpet installs. And we'll see you next time.